Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Asri bin Muhammad Ali. Today I will explain to you about hardware expense tracker system by using stack and queue.
Alright, now I will explain to you about my system. So before this video, I'll already explain to you about my hardware classes, my array list, my linked list, node, empty list exception. So all this class I already mentioned in my previous video. And then for the next step, I already add some class in this package, which is the subclass for the hardware subclass, which is mobile phone and computer, and also the subclass for this linked list, which is my stack and my queue. So first thing first, I will explain to you about mobile phone class. So in this mobile phone class, I have the default constructor, normal constructor, and to get the particular information in this class, I have getter, mutator in order to manipulate the existing data, and toString in order to display all the data. So for this computer class, I also have the default constructor, normal constructor, and getter constructor, and also the mutator and toString in order to display all the data. And then I will explain to you about my stack. So this is really simple. I'm using the superclass in order to run the default constructor, and this is how I push the data into the stack. We insert it at the front and we pop it data by remove by front, and then we get top. In order to get top, we run this code and we will get the first data in the stack. And then this is how we check if the data is empty or it is available in the stack. Next, this is my queue class. Same as the stack class, I'm using the superclass in order to get the default constructor, and this is how I enqueue the object data in the queue. I'm insert it at back, and then this is how I dequeue the object. I'm remove it by the front, and then this is how we get the first data in this queue. We run the code command get front, and then this is how we get the end of the data in the queue. So I'm remove by the back, and we insert at back to get the end of the data in this queue. So now we check the data in the queue, if it is empty or it is available, and then this is how we print all the data in this queue. Okay, now I will explain to you about the hardware's expense main system. So to refresh back what my system does, the main purpose of the system is to track all the expense regarding two type hardware device, which is the computer device and the mobile phone device that have been used by the family or any company. So the name of the system is the hardware expense tracker system, and in this system I implement array list, linked list, queue, and stack. So the first thing, this is how I input all the package that I need to use, and this is how I'm declare all the constant value, which is we want to display all the numbers, numeric value in the currency, and then this is how we input the data. And then this is all the variable, the initial variable that we might be used in the system. So this our menu design in order to make our system become beautiful, and this is how I'm declare all the array list, linked list, queue, and stack. So the part of the array list and linked list, I'm already mentioned it in the previous video. So I will explain only the queue and stack implementation in my system. So this is how I'm declare the hardware queue, computer stack, and mobile phone stack. So in a hardware queue is actually I'm input all the subclass which is computer and mobile phone subclass in this queue. So in order to separate it, I'm using the class. I'm using the stack. So all the object in the queue will be distributed in this particular computer stack and mobile phone stack. So this is how the system asks the user in order to run the system. If the user choose to proceed, and then the user must enter or add the expand hardware info first in order to run the other action. So this is the first step. So the system will ask the user in order to enter the hardware name, hardware price, hardware quantity, the category with either it's the personal computer or the mobile phone. So the system will track the category first in order to separate or distribute all the information input by the user in the particular class. So if the category is A, which is the personal computer, so the system will store all the information regarding the personal computer in the computer class and add it into the array list. So the next category is B, also the same, also it is the same method as the category A. System will check it and then insert all the value in the mobile phone category, and then it will add it into the array list. So this is the error handling. If the user enter invalid category, this message will be pop up. Okay, now I will explain to you about the queue and stack implementation in my system. So the other action is already mentioned in the previous video. So now we will have a look in the action number 7. So this is I'm declare all the initial value for the action number 7, and this is the method that I implement, which is refresh computer stack. So let's have a look with this method first. So the refresh. Okay, so this is the refresh method that I implement. So I have the parameter that include the array list, the queue, and the stack, hardware queue and computer stack. So this is how I distribute all the object in the hardware queue into the stack, into the particular stack, which is the computer stack or mobile stack. So in this method, this is how I refresh the data. I get all the data in the array list one by one by using index, and do the casting method in order to separate the data and input it into the computer stack. So first I'm using the casting and queue all the data in the queue, hardware queue, and then I'm using while loop in order to separate the data. I'm dequeue all the object in the hardware on the hardware queue, and then I'm check it by get the category. If the category is A, I'm push the object value, the object data in the computer stack. So same goes to the mobile phone stack. The parameter is same, but I'm just change this because I want to separate the data for the mobile phone only. So I'm refresh all the data using casting method, and then dequeue all the object data and store it into the particular stack, which is the mobile phone stack in this case. So action number 7. Okay, after the after the system run this method, so the system will try. If there is any error, we will pop up the message to the user, this stack is empty, which means that there is no data in the stack. So that's why the user must add the expense information first in order to run this action. So if the system is good to go, we will get the top value in the computer class and set it the minimum price in order to check it is the minimum price for the computer classes, and then we do some calculation here in order to get the total price, count, the maximum price, minimum price, and the average price, and then we display all the category regarding the computer information expense, and we display all the calculation details to the users. So same goes to action number 8, but the difference is the action number 8 is only show the information about the mobile phone category. So number 7 is only shown the information about the computer category only. So same goes to the number 7 action. Declare all the initial value, run this method, and I also mentioned it before, and in order to get the first value in the stack, I'm get top for the mobile phone category, and then do some calculation in order to get total value, count, maximum price, minimum price, average price, and display all the information regarding the mobile phone, and display all the calculation detail in that particular mobile phone category. So next, this is the action number 9. So we have here the features, the calculators features, and the expression converters features. So in these features, the user need to enter the expression first, and the system will show the infix expression that has been input by the users, and the system will also convert it to the postfix, infix to postfix, infix to prefix, and then if the uh, if the value input by the user is known variable, so the system will evaluate the postfix expression. If the user insert the unknown variable, the system will show 0.00, which is the initial value for the answer. So now we have to look this method, infix to postfix expression. So infix to postfix expression here. So firstly, I'm declare the initial value for the result in the string data type, and then I'm declare the new stack, which is the post stack. So infix to post stack. So I'm using the for loop in order to get one by one for that expression, and I'm converted into the character. So we get the character one by one in this string. So after that, we check if the precedent is higher than 0. So in the stack evaluation, in order to change the expression shape, we need to check if the precedent is higher or lower. So this method will be defined here. So in this method, we will check if the precedent for the addition and subtraction. So if the system check it is the addition and subtraction, it will return 1. And then if the system check it, if it the multiplication or division, it will be returned number 2. If it is the power of, and then it will be written number 3, which means the greater the number will be written, the higher the priority that will be executed. And then so in this method, back to the infix to postfix method, we check if the precedency higher than 0, which means number 1. So if it's number 1 plus or addition plus or subtraction, it will be checked if the stack is empty or not, and then we check if the first value in the stack is higher or lower than the current precedence. And then if the top value in the stack is higher than the current precedence, it will pop the string value and store it into the result. So if it's not higher, which means the top value is lower than current precedence, it will be push the string into the stack. And then we check it if the character is close bracket, so it will pop the stack. And then if we check for while loop, and for the while loop we check if the x is not equal to open bracket, so we will concate the result one by one. And then if the system found that the character is close bracket, is open bracket, the system will push the character into the stack. And then else, this is for the last, if there is no other restriction or any character or operator, so the system will concatenate all the character into the result, and then it will be form the string value, and then we'll return the value in the string data type. So we will get the postfix expression if the method is done run. So now I will explain to you about the method infix to prefix. So in this method I applied string builder because in the string builder it can manipulate the string value much easier. So first thing, I will initialize the result string builder, input string builder, and get the expression stored into this string builder, store in this input variable, and then we reverse the string, because in the rule to change the infix to prefix we need to revert it first. So and then I'm declared the stack and declare the array in order to help me to convert the infix expression into the prefix expression. So this is how I'm handle the bracket character. If the system check the char expression array is equal to open bracket, it will store the close bracket in the char expression in this particular index. And then the system will check if it is the close bracket, we will store the open bracket in this char expression array. So now this is how I manage all the char character in order to form the prefix expression. So I'm declare char c, and one by one I'm store the char character expression in the C, and then we check if the precedent is higher or lower than 0. So if the expression is higher than 0, by running this method precedence, we will check if the stack is empty or not, and then we check if the top value in the stack is higher or lower than the current precedence. And then if this condition is written true, the system will concate the string value of the stack into the result, and then the system will push the character value back into the stack. So if the system check the character is close bracket, and then we declare the character x, we get the top value in the stack, which in we pop the value, we get the value, and then we store into the x variable, and we check if the variable is the open bracket, we concatenate the x is not equal to open bracket, we concatenate the x value in this result, and then we pop back in the stack and store it into the x value for the next value, for the next character, and then the system will check if the character is the close bracket, so the system will push the character in the stack. And then this is for the last method, which means there's no other precedence that restriction here, and then we concatenate all the character into the result, and then this is how we form all the stack object and convert it into the prefix string. And then after we concatenate all the character, we need to reverse it back because the first step we already reverse it, and then we get the prefix expression here and will be displayed to the users. So now I will explain to you about this calculator. So I'm evaluate the postfix expression. So if the user insert the known value in the input, so the system will calculate all the values. So firstly, I'm declare the initial value 0.00, and then I'm declare the stack, which means the variable name is calculator, and I'm try if the system get error here because of the unknown variable, so the system will shows the initial value, which means the system will show 0.00 to the users because the value inserted by the users is unknown variable. If the variable is known, so the system will run this method, we store all the character in this C variable, and then the system will check if the character is the digit, and then we push the character into the calculator stack. And then if the system get the character is not the digit, which means addition, subtraction, or etc., and then the system will get the pop value and store it into the number 1 and number 2 variable. And because this is the string value, in order to make addition or any operation, we need to convert it into the double, and then after that the system will check what the operator that involved in the character, either it is the addition, subtraction, division, or multiplication, and then the system will run this operation and then push back the total value into the calculator stack. And then after the system finish do all the character, and then the system will store the last value in the stack, we pop it and we store it into the string answer, and then we convert it into the double data type value into this answer variable, and then we return the last value that have been calculated by the system into the users, and then the system will shows by implement the currency format to the users in order to run to show the output to the users. Okay, now I will demonstrate to you how my system will work. So first, the system will out the user in order to continue. Yes. So the first step we need to do is add the expand hardware info, number 1, and then so this is the interface. So first thing first, we need to enter the hardware names. Maybe it is the printer, the price is 120, quantity is 2. It is the personal computer device, and device brand is HP. Color is white. So the system asks the user, yes. Add next. Earphone. Price is like 20 ringgit. Quantity 2. It is the mobile phone. The brand is Acer. The color is black. So yes, for the next item, we add next hardware. We want to add the cooler system. Price like 200. That is 2. It is the mobile personal. It is the personal computer. The brand name is color is white. Yes. Add another items. So we have here is mobile phone cover, the protector. Price like 50 ringgit. Quantity is 2. Mobile phone brand is unknown. Color is black. Then we have yes. So now we want to see only for the computer list. So we have here is two type for the computer and 2 type for the mobile phone. So we run the action number 7 here. So we got cooler and printer. So this is for the category A for the computer only, and then they calculate the details for this particular information. Next, we want to see the mobile phone list. Run action number 8, and the system will show it to the users. So this is for the mobile phone list info only. This is all the information: mobile phone protector, earphone, and this is the calculation regarding this information. Yes. So this is how we run our calculator. Okay, now please enter the expression. So if the user enter the unknown variable like this, V, right? So the system will convert it into the postfix like this and prefix like this, and then will return the initial value because the values that been entered by the user is unknown. So if the users enter the values like 4 divided by 2 plus 5 plus 5 minus 3 minus 2, and then we will get this expression. So this is the infix expression, postfix expression, and prefix expression, and then we got the answer for this postfix evaluation. So that's it, how my hardware expense tracker system works. So and then lastly, we want to exit the system and have a nice day. So that's all for me. Thank you for your attention.